Well, now to the latest on the corruption scandal at City Hall. Governor Hochul weighing in on the recent resignations, plus a new poll that shows most New Yorkers want her to kick Mayor Adams out of office.
All right, first, though, we have some breaking news to report on the migrant crisis. Fox 5's Morgan McKay joins us now with more. What's the update, Morgan?
Yeah, Stephen, Natasha, the migrant shelter on Randall's Island, we just learned, is going to be closing on February 28th. And this is one of the largest migrant shelters in the city. It could house up to 3,000 migrants. But take a look at this video here. This is some of the video we shot on the island a few months ago. Because of the strict curfew times and limits on how long migrants can now stay at a shelter, many of those who had been kicked out started setting up makeshift encampments all over Randall's, requiring the NYPD to have to go periodically and clean them out. The city says that the number of migrants in city shelters has decreased for 14 straight weeks and is now at its lowest point in over a year. Once the shelter is closed, the city says it will invest in restoring the soccer fields that were used for the shelter. But turning now to Mayor Eric Adams, Governor Kathy Hochul still resisting any calls to remove him, but making it clear that she's watching him closely.
If you are there any other topics?
Would you want him to resign? That's a hypothetical.
Federal prosecutors left the door open to additional charges against Mayor Eric Adams following his arrest. Adams is facing 5 federal charges, including bribery and soliciting illegal campaign donations. He has pled not guilty. Governor Kathy Hochul, for now, is not pushing Adams to resign, but has made one thing very clear.
I have asked him to make some changes. I think you'll see a steady flow of changes.
Hochul has said this a few times since Adams' indictment, and since then, there have been around 10 top-level officials from the Adams administration who have either resigned or been fired. The majority of those who have left are reportedly being investigated by federal prosecutors. Hochul says she is not telling Adams who should fill some of these empty positions, but Adams pushed back on Tuesday that Hochul is involved in some of the turnover.
She's not sitting around asking what movement you're going to make. Let me make sure that that movement can be done. That has never happened.
Hochul has a power to remove Adams from office, and in a recent Marist College poll, 63% of New Yorkers said they wanted Hochul to start the process.
I don't govern by polls.
So far, the state Senate Majority Leader and Assembly Speaker have stayed silent on the controversy at City Hall. Deputy Senate Majority Leader Mike Giannera says he is not calling on Adams to resign for now.
I think it's been clear from a lot of the leadership that the administration is changing in the interim, and he intends to stay there to defend himself, so we'll just see how it goes.
Giannera says he is waiting, though, to endorse anyone in the mayor's race set for next year. One name that has been tossed around as a potential contender if Adams drops out is Attorney General Letitia James, who did not want to comment.
My focus right now is on gun violence.
We also asked Hochul today about the new indictment against one of Adams' staffers who resigned on Monday. He has been charged with witness tampering and destruction of evidence in relation to the case against Adams. Hochul just said that she's not surprised that more people are being indicted. Steve, Natasha?
Yeah, I mean, you just talked about Attorney General Tish James there. I mean, could she run for mayor?
So there are a lot of variables here, and what I'm hearing is that one of the biggest ones is, of course, if Adams decides to run again. If he does, it's going to make things a little bit more complicated. However, if that is open, then Attorney General James is considering the seat, and she's getting a lot of pressure, especially from black leaders. And one of the reasons for this is because if she does jump in the race, it's very unlikely that former Governor Andrew Cuomo would also jump in, just because, you know, she was sort of responsible and sort of helped push him out of office. Now, his spokesperson is already pushing back on this news, saying that this is probably coming from Hochul because she doesn't want Tish James to run against her again for governor. But I think there's going to be a lot of variables and a lot of things.
A lot of moving parts. Yeah.
Exactly. And a lot of people would bow out, too, if she were to run.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting. Yeah. A lot of ambitious people here in New York. We know that. All right. Thanks so much, Morgan.